ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. John Belkowitz. You know, that is not my name. My name is John Belkowitz, and I'm a doctor.
My name is David, and I happen to be a doctor.
And a professional engineer.
Yeah.
And he's also a fellow.
Fellow.
Yeah, fellow. Sorry for smacking your hand there. David, what's our topic for today?
Oh, we're going to talk about the value, the need, and how much we adore the CCRL certification test.
You know, David, the great thing is I don't think we need to talk about that. It is CCRL Shark Week, and we are covering CCRL, but it's just day one. Because all the lists that you said, I don't have the energy. I don't have... You know, we went through a run-through on this, and I started yelling. I think I threw the glass water bottle somewhere.
Yeah.
So, okay. You know, CCRL stands for... What does it stand for? Cement, concrete...
Reference
laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
And we get a test every 2 years. We might go to 5 years if we have enough... or the maximum number of dings or less than the maximum number of dings. But they have to come in and inspect our lab, inspect our people, make sure we're doing right so that when we certify a material, everybody knows that our equipment, procedures, and people are up to snuff.
It's like any license.
Mm-hmm.
We are essentially a licensed lab
by
being CCRL certified.
Okay.
So.
And it's not CCRL. It's ASTM C1077 and AASHTO. CCRL is the business, the private company that comes in and does the test, that has no flipping competitors. So day one, this is the day one I'm involved with, which is going to be a Monday.
Day one, we're going to do the management review.
I'm not going to be there, so that ain't my day one.
Okay, but do your day one.
My day one. All right, so let's just call it, no, it's the day of.
Day of.
You're going to talk to Whitney about the day of for the management review.
Okay.
So the day of, you have a list of things that you need to go through.
Right.
Mandatory procedures, minimum amount of tests to show them that you're up to snuff, that you know what you're doing, that you can follow the ASTMs to the letter, and if not, they ding you and...
They send you a correction.
Okay, so remember, I was in the military.
I remember that.
Not that I've mentioned it once or twice.
Yeah.
I've gone through a few...
It hasn't been once or twice.
Okay. I've been through a few basic trainings. So, you know, you can see certain trends through different basic trainings. And they weren't all called basic trainings, but that's the same concept, you know. You go in somewhere, a group of people, you break them down, you build them back up, you ship them out. There's always that consistent, they always try to give you the standards and then give you disruptive information that got you away from the standards and away from the team continuity to break you down, to teach you the importance of following a given set of rules to have continuity amongst the team. David doesn't have to be there when we're doing the lab evaluation. I don't think.
Well, I will be observing at least part-time.
And David's job is to keep me calm.
David's job is, in the organization chart, I'm shown as the responsible person for this. That's my job.
So oftentimes, and can I give 2 examples from our previous tests?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
Why not? So we were making a mix, ASTMC 192, which requires a very specific set of standard operating procedures to include not only a butter mix, which is a small portion of the mix that you're going to do to leave a cream layer in the mix so that you're not robbing the mix of the cream that you designed for fresh and hard properties. And then you need to put your sand, rock, cement, water admixtures in at a very specific time, 332. When we were about to do it, the tester asked me, are you going to be using a bag of Quikrete? And I said, well, no, how could you do this test with Quikrete? Well, if you want, you could do Quikrete.
Yeah, their checklist allows Quikrete.
Which doesn't make sense because that does not in any way, shape, or form conform to the 192. Okay, and then, so I said, no, I'm not using Quikrete. I thought it was a test. And it might be a test, I don't know.
Could be.
And then the second thing was, like, it was an argument. This was the second thing, a butter mix. Well, you don't have to do the butter mix. What do you mean I don't have to do a butter mix? You make me open up the ASTM and follow it to the letter. The letter tells me to use a butter mix. Like, well, we're gonna walk out of the room until you get the butter mix done and tell us when the butter mix is done. That still upsets me. Like, I got mixed signals. Because then when I did screw up the flex beam, I put the burlap on top of the plastic. I did it the wrong way. It was a huge argument and I turned out to be wrong, but that was keeping me to the letter of the ASTM, which, shoot, I appreciate. If I'm gonna get certified, what David said rings true. But dang it, man, don't juggle with my emotions. And that's what David does, and what he keeps but more importantly, the first time we did it, I was a little bit more excitable than I think the second time that we did it. Because I learned about fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, or fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah, I think the first time is a lot harder.
Right.
I think in general, the labs that are being tested the first time through, they don't appreciate the extent of the detail that they have to meet.
Right, and now we know we've got a mock trial that we do day before. David's the inspector. That'd be mean. No, David's the inspector, and we're even doing a mix. I mean, we're going through the headache of not everything, but a truncated version of everything, because we want to make sure we're up to speed, that we're ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we were a fireman, we wouldn't unload the hose first time when we went to the fire. I mean, you have to be, sharp and ready and whatnot.
There's a wonderful book that I've got called Return on Courage, and the author talks about preparedness equals courageousness. And he refers to folks who jump out of planes in wingsuits. And how are they so confident? How are they so courage? Well, it's not like they did it for the first time. They've gone through training after training after training.
Right.
We're doing training right now. Brooke is actually waiting on me to go get some training done for this. So it's not like we're not going into this prepared. We want to be prepared as we can be, because sometimes they can. Here's my problem. You have to take this evaluation every 2 years. But if you have less than 5 dings, then that 2 years goes to 5 years. Well, I mean, doesn't it suit them to give us as many dings as possible? Yeah, isn't that their business model?
Yeah, they can't make stuff up. I mean, we have to follow the rules, they have to follow the rules. I mean, if they see that we follow the rules, they can't give us a ding for that.
In our experience, which might be, I'm trying to present data and David's trying to be fair, right? So in our experience, David hates the word. In our experience, there are times that these inspectors haven't been fair, like these 2 examples. So are they necessarily playing by the rules, or are they given liberty to not play by the rules to make sure that we're playing by the rules?
Well,
that's a good question.
That's a good question. We don't have video replay in the CCRL.
Well, no, I don't
so
think.
We can't go back and see if the toe was in bounds or not in bounds or whatnot.
No, but that's not normally it.
Yeah, they're.
It's normally the questions and the shtick that I was.
They don't want. They want us to follow the rules, but they don't want to see a programmed robot either. I mean, if there's.
Yeah, we do.
If there's a small problem, they want to see how we deal with it.
Okay, that I agree with. And we're very open and honest. Like today, there's one thing that we noticed about our C39 reports. It doesn't have cement type on there, although we do have the trackable, discoverable information.
Yeah, we have traceable.
Traceable, thank you.
Right.
We're still going to change the report and annotate when we change the report to show when we made that correction. And for all past reports, how do we make that correction if our client wants that information as per the report?
Right. It goes back to the mandatory reporting section in ASTM. I mean,
so
to be 100% certified in a standard, you have to report every mandatory reporting item.
So that day of, I mean, I can't speak about the data management. It's just the testing side. You're actually going through making a mix, testing it, reporting it per all the individual ASTMs. Then you're testing samples, 2 samples, for compressive strength,
Right.
flexural strength, 1 beam.
Right.
And then you run through, I think, a shrinkage beam, making a flex beam, making a 666. I don't think we're doing that this year.
I don't think we have freestyle on there.
But you're still going through all this, the fresh properties, as well as the different rooms that we have and how we manage the 100% humidity chamber, the 50% humidity chamber, the different machines that we have, the equipment that we have, when we calibrate, when we review them. So it's an all-encompassing thing to make sure that our lab is doing as the ASTMs. And I get it that we're supposed to show them that we're not robots, but to a degree we have to show them that we can follow the ASTM with, maybe there's a little bit of waiver, but it's within the coefficient of variation of the ASTM.
That's right.
Okay, cool.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this day. It is a very, very stressful day. We make sure to have a lot of snacks on hand. We're changing up the game this year. We're getting cappuccinos for everybody.
Oh.
So we're caking a cup. I want to make sure we get, what did I call those? The mocha cappuccinos, mocha lattes. So I want to make sure that everybody is happy, caffeined up. It's going to be a...
Yeah, that's good. That's all good. This is something,
Right.
as a business, we need to do. John, I just renewed my driver's license.
Right.
And I didn't get to mail it in this year. I had to go in person. I had to take the eye test.
Right.
Had to get a new picture.
But now they know that you're good to go, right?
That's it.
That's
it. And that's what this is about. It's about being licensed and meeting the licensing requirements.
I agree with you, but I just want to remind you, I'm the one who argues for this thing. So you're the one who's like, we really need to do it. And Whitney's like, I hate this.
We need to do it.
We need to do it.
There's no question.
No question. Haley, any comments?
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for letting us educate you today. We were happy to give you some information. We're going to have more information during this CCRL Shark Week. Very, very exciting stuff to come. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Ding that bell for notification.
Go Concrete!
Beat asphalt.